everyone, and welcome back to the Wisdom by Harry YouTube channel. My name is Harry.
And I'm Mary. We're so excited to have you here today for another fascinating episode.
Today, we're diving deep into a question that's been weighing heavily on everyone's minds lately. Will AI replace human jobs? It's a question that's sparking excitement and a fair bit of anxiety as we see AI tools like ChatGPT exploding onto the scene. We're at this pivotal moment where 2025 feels like the year where AI hype might finally meet reality. So we've gathered a stack of sources to help us unpack all of this. And we have just the person to help us sift through it all, our expert who can cut through the noise and give us some real insights into what the future of work might look like in the age of AI.
It's definitely fascinating to witness this turning point, wouldn't you say? AI has been a buzzword for years, but what's different now is that we're seeing it move beyond theoretical discussions and into practical applications across various industries.
Right. And it seems like this shift towards real-world applications is leading to some interesting trends. One of the sources we dug into highlighted this concept of a jagged technological frontier. Could you explain what that means for someone trying to understand how AI will impact their job?
It basically means that AI adoption isn't happening at the same pace across the board. Think of it like a mountain range with peaks and valleys. Some jobs are experiencing massive benefits from AI. Those are the peaks, while others are being hindered or even left behind. Those are the valleys.
So it's not this uniform wave of AI washing over every job equally.
Exactly, and it's creating a ton of uncertainty, not just for employees, but for companies as well. We're in this period of experimentation where everyone's trying to figure out where AI fits best.
Okay, so give me an example. Paint a picture for our listener of what this jagged frontier might look like in a real workplace.
Imagine a marketing team where the junior analyst using AI for research is seeing a huge productivity boost. They can analyze data and pull insights much faster. But the senior analyst who relies more on intuition and experience might find that the same AI tool actually slows them down, disrupting their workflow.
Wow, that's a great example. It really brings home the point that AI's impact isn't one size fits all. It's really dependent on the specific tasks and skills involved in a job.
And this uneven adoption is something you should be aware of as you think about your own career path.
Another thing that jumped out from the research is this shift away from flashy AI demos towards more concrete results. It seems like companies are becoming a lot more discerning about where they invest their resources.
Absolutely. The initial hype around chatbots and general-purpose AI is fading. Businesses are now demanding measurable outcomes, things like cost reduction, ROI, and clear efficiency gains. It's not enough for AI to just be cool anymore. It needs to deliver tangible value.
So what does this mean in practice? Could you give our listener an example of how this shift is playing out?
Instead of investing in a generic chatbot to handle customer service, companies are now focusing on AI applications tailored to specific needs. For instance, they might develop an AI system that analyzes customer behavior data to predict churn or personalize marketing campaigns. They're looking for solutions that directly impact their bottom line.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like AI is maturing from a shiny new toy into a powerful business tool.
Exactly. And this is where things get really interesting for you. As businesses demand more from AI, the skills and knowledge required to thrive in this landscape are evolving too.
This brings us to another fascinating concept that came up, agentic AI. These are AI systems designed to work autonomously, which sounds both amazing and a bit unsettling. Can you break it down for our listener and explain what makes agentic AI so noteworthy?
Think of agentic AI as a superpowered personal assistant, capable of not just scheduling your meetings, but also analyzing complex data, generating reports, and even interacting with the real world to complete tasks. It's like having a digital workforce that can adapt and learn on the fly.
That sounds like it could be a game changer for businesses looking to streamline their operations. But I imagine there are also some serious risks involved with giving AI so much autonomy. What are some of the concerns that our listeners should be aware of?
One major concern is the potential for what are called AI hallucinations. This is where an AI generates incorrect or misleading information. Now, if that AI is acting autonomously, those hallucinations could lead to some pretty serious real-world consequences.
So let's say a company uses an AI agent to manage their email communications. Could you give our listener an example of how an AI hallucination might cause a problem in that scenario?
Sure, imagine the AI agent accidentally sending confidential client information to the wrong person because it misinterpreted instructions. That could lead to legal issues, reputational damage, and a loss of trust. That's why it's crucial to develop agentic AI responsibly, with safeguards and ethical guidelines in place.
It seems like the takeaway here is that while agentic AI offers incredible potential for efficiency and automation, it also comes with a whole new set of challenges and risks that we need to be prepared for.
Exactly. And those challenges are only going to become more pressing as these technologies become more powerful and more integrated into our lives. Understanding these risks is going to be crucial for navigating your career in this evolving landscape.
Now, this next point might surprise our listener. The sources suggest that the focus in AI is shifting away from building the best models to effectively using the models that are already available. It sounds counterintuitive, but could you explain why this is happening?
Think back to the early days of the personal computer. Everyone was obsessed with having the fastest processor and the most RAM. But over time, the focus shifted to user experience, cost, and integration with existing systems. We're seeing a similar trend in AI.
So instead of trying to build a better ChatGPT from scratch, companies are realizing they can achieve greater success by fine-tuning existing language models for their specific needs.
Precisely. And this opens up opportunities for companies that excel in areas like data management, user interface design, and building tools that make AI more accessible to non-technical users. This shift has implications for you too. It means that understanding how to effectively leverage existing AI tools will be just as important as understanding the technology itself.
That's a really valuable insight. It's not just about the AI itself, it's about the ecosystem that surrounds it and the skills required to navigate that ecosystem.
Exactly. And as this ecosystem continues to evolve, it will create new opportunities and challenges that we need to be prepared for.
Well, this has been a fantastic overview of some of the key trends shaping the AI landscape. But we've only just scratched the surface, haven't we? Stay tuned, because in part 2, we'll delve even deeper into the specific ways AI might impact different jobs and industries. We'll explore some real-world examples and discuss what you can do to navigate this exciting but uncertain future of work.
Welcome back to The Deep Dive. It's great to be continuing this conversation with you about AI and its impact on the future of work.
Yes. In part 1, we talked about how AI adoption isn't happening uniformly across all jobs and how businesses are getting more discerning about their AI investments. We also touched on the rise of agentic AI and the potential risks and opportunities that come with it.
We covered a lot of ground, but now let's shift gears a bit and dive into some specific examples. How might these AI trends actually play out in different industries and professions? That's what we're going to explore in this part.
Perfect. I think that's what our listeners are really eager to hear about. So let's get concrete. Where should we start?
Well, one area where AI is already having a major impact is healthcare. We're seeing AI being used to analyze medical images, assist with diagnoses, personalized treatment plans, and even develop new drugs.
Wow, that's incredible. But how does that translate to the job market? What kind of impact will this have on doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals?
It's not about replacing healthcare workers, but augmenting their capabilities. AI can handle routine tasks like analyzing scans or processing paperwork, freeing up doctors and nurses to focus on more complex and patient-centric aspects of care.
So instead of fearing AI, healthcare professionals should see it as a valuable tool that can help them provide better care to their patients.
Exactly. AI can help them make more informed decisions, leading to faster and more accurate diagnoses and more effective treatments. This means that the healthcare workers who embrace AI and learn to use it effectively will be in high demand.
That makes sense. Now let's move to another field that's ripe for disruption: education. How is AI changing the way we learn and teach?
AI is personalizing the learning experience. Think of AI tutors that can adapt to individual student needs, providing customized instruction and feedback. We're also seeing AI-powered tools that can automate grading and administrative tasks, giving teachers more time to focus on actually teaching.
So could this mean fewer teachers are needed in the future?
Not necessarily. Just like in healthcare, it's about shifting roles and responsibilities. AI can handle some of the more repetitive and time-consuming tasks, but it can't replace the human connection and guidance that a good teacher provides. In fact, we might even see an increase in demand for teachers who are skilled at integrating AI into their classrooms and creating engaging and interactive learning experiences.
Okay, I see. It's not just about replacing jobs, it's also about creating new ones and transforming existing roles.
Absolutely, and this applies to pretty much every industry. Let's take another example: creative fields like writing, art, and music. There's a lot of buzz about AI tools that can generate content, which might make some creatives nervous.
Yeah, I can see why. What happens to artists and writers if AI can create paintings and write novels?
Well, it's important to remember that AI is a tool. Just like a paintbrush doesn't replace a painter, AI tools can actually enhance the creative process. They can be used for inspiration, to experiment with new ideas, or to handle some of the more technical aspects of creation, freeing up artists to focus on their unique vision and style.
So instead of fearing AI, creatives should explore how they can use it to their advantage.
Exactly. Think of a musician using an AI tool to compose a melody, or a writer using AI to brainstorm plot ideas. AI can be a powerful collaborator, pushing the boundaries of creativity and opening up new possibilities. Those who can adapt and integrate these tools into their workflows will have an edge.
Now, speaking of creative industries, marketing is another field that's undergoing a major transformation thanks to AI.
Right. AI is already being used in marketing for everything from personalized advertising to content creation and social media management. And as AI gets better at understanding consumer behavior and predicting trends, it's only going to become more central to marketing strategies.
So what does this mean for marketing professionals? What skills will they need to succeed in this AI-powered world?
They'll need to be data savvy and understand how to use AI tools to analyze customer insights and personalize marketing campaigns. They'll also need to be comfortable working with AI-generated content and using AI to optimize their marketing efforts. Essentially, they need to embrace AI as a partner, not a competitor.
That makes a lot of sense. But what about all those jobs that don't require a lot of creativity or specialized knowledge? What happens to those jobs as AI becomes more sophisticated?
Well, there's no doubt that AI will automate some tasks that are currently performed by humans, particularly in areas like manufacturing, transportation, and customer service.
So does this mean mass unemployment is inevitable?
Not necessarily. Throughout history, technological advancements have always led to job displacement, but they've also created new opportunities. The key is to adapt and acquire new skills.
So what advice would you give to someone who's worried about their job being replaced by AI?
First, don't panic. Stay informed about how AI is impacting your industry and identify the skills that will be in high demand. Then be proactive about learning those skills. There are tons of resources available, from online courses to boot camps to traditional educational programs.
So it's about embracing lifelong learning and being adaptable.
Exactly. The jobs of the future will require a combination of technical skills, critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. And those who can demonstrate those skills will be well positioned to thrive in the age of AI.
All of this is super insightful, but let's face it, learning new skills can be daunting, especially for people who are already deep into their careers. Where do they even begin?
That's a valid concern. But the good news is that there are more and more resources becoming available specifically for professionals looking to upskill or reskill in the age of AI.
Like what? What kind of resources are we talking about?
Well, for starters, there are tons of online courses and certifications focused on AI and machine learning. These range from beginner-friendly introductions to more specialized programs for those who want to dive deep into data science or AI engineering.
So regardless of your current skill level, you can find something to help you get up to speed.
Exactly. There are also boot camps and workshops that offer more immersive and hands-on learning experiences. And of course, many universities are now offering degrees and certificates in AI-related fields. The key is to find what works best for your learning style and your career goals.
This is really encouraging. It seems like there are options out there for everyone. But learning new skills is only part of the equation, right? What about the psychological impact of all these changes? I imagine a lot of people might feel anxious or even threatened by the prospect of AI taking over their job.
Absolutely. The psychological impact of AI is something we can't ignore. It's important to acknowledge those feelings of anxiety and uncertainty, and to have open and honest conversations about the potential challenges and opportunities that AI presents.
Okay, so for someone who's feeling overwhelmed or anxious about the future of work in the age of AI, what advice would you give them?
First and foremost, I'd say don't panic. AI is not going to replace humans entirely. Instead, think of it as augmenting our capabilities and creating new possibilities. The key is to stay informed, stay curious, and be proactive about adapting your skills and knowledge.
So it's about embracing change rather than fearing it.
Exactly. And remember, you're not alone in this. Many people are going through the same process of adaptation and transformation. We're all figuring this out together.
So instead of trying to resist the inevitable, we need to focus on developing the skills and mindsets that will allow us to thrive in this new world of work.
Precisely. And that's where things get really exciting, because AI has the potential to unlock human creativity and ingenuity in ways we can't even imagine yet. It's about finding ways to collaborate with AI, leverage its strengths, and complement its capabilities with our own unique human qualities.
Well, that's a much more optimistic way to look at it. It's about seeing AI not as a threat, but as a tool that can help us solve complex problems, achieve greater efficiency, and create a better future for everyone.
I couldn't have said it better myself, and that's a message I think we need to keep reminding ourselves of as we navigate this uncharted territory.
It's a message of hope and optimism, grounded in a realistic understanding of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. And that brings us to the end of part 2. But don't worry, we're not done yet. In part 3, we'll delve deeper into the ethical and societal implications of AI and discuss what we can do to shape a future where AI benefits everyone. We'll also explore some real-world examples of how AI is already being used in different industries and professions. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the Deep Dive for the final part of our exploration into AI and the future of work.
It's been quite a journey so far.
It really has. We've discussed how AI is being adopted across different jobs, the rise of agentic AI, and how this technology is already transforming industries like healthcare, education, and even creative fields.
We also talked about how important it is to adapt and learn new skills to thrive in this evolving landscape.
Right. But as AI becomes more powerful and more integrated into our lives, it raises some big ethical and societal questions that we can't just ignore.
Absolutely. We need to carefully consider the values we embed in these AI systems, how we address potential biases, and what impact they could have on our relationships with each other and with the world around us.
One of the sources mentioned the need for more explainable AI. What exactly does that mean in a practical sense?
Well, imagine an AI system that's being used to make loan approvals. Explainable AI means that the system should be able to explain why it approved or denied a particular loan application in a way that humans can understand.
So it's not just a black box spitting out decisions. We can actually see the reasoning behind it.
Exactly. This is crucial for building trust in these systems, especially in high-stakes areas like healthcare, finance, and criminal justice, where decisions can have significant consequences.
It makes sense. If an AI is making recommendations about medical treatment or loan applications, we need to be able to understand how it arrived at those recommendations.
Right, and explainable AI also helps us identify and mitigate potential biases. Remember, AI systems are trained on data, and that data can reflect existing societal biases.
So if the data used to train an AI system is biased, the AI itself could make biased decisions.
Precisely. And that's why it's so important to think critically about the data that's being used to train these systems, and to develop techniques for identifying and correcting those biases.
It seems like responsible AI development is key here, focusing on things like fairness, accountability, and minimizing those biases we were just talking about.
Absolutely. We need to make sure that AI systems are developed and used ethically, with a focus on benefiting society as a whole. This requires collaboration between technologists, ethicists, policymakers, and the public.
Now, shifting gears a bit, our research also touched upon the potential impact of AI on human relationships and social interactions. This seems like a whole other dimension of the conversation.
It really is. AI is already changing how we communicate, consume information, and form relationships. As AI gets more sophisticated, these changes are likely to become even more pronounced.
One of the concerns is that increased reliance on AI might lead to more social isolation. Do you think that's a valid worry?
It's certainly something we need to be mindful of. If we spend more time interacting with machines and less time interacting with each other, it could impact our social skills and our sense of community. But it's not a foregone conclusion.
So how do we strike a balance? How can we harness the power of AI without losing those essential human connections?
Well, for one, we need to be intentional about how we use AI. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. We need to actively choose to use it in ways that enhance our lives and our relationships, not detract from them.
Could you give our listeners some examples of how AI could be used to actually facilitate social connection?
Sure. Imagine AI-powered platforms that help us connect with people who share our interests, no matter where they are in the world. Or think about AI tools that help us learn new languages or skills, opening up opportunities for communication and collaboration with people from different cultures.
That's a great point. It's not just about AI replacing human interaction. It's also about AI helping us connect with each other in new and meaningful ways.
Exactly. It's about leveraging AI to create a more inclusive and interconnected world. It all comes back to how we choose to use this powerful technology.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm curious to hear your final thoughts. What advice would you give to our listener who's trying to prepare for the future of work in the age of AI?
I'd say the most important thing is to cultivate a mindset of lifelong learning. The skills that are in demand today might be obsolete tomorrow. Embrace adaptability, stay curious, and be willing to learn new things throughout your career.
It sounds like it's less about trying to predict the future and more about equipping ourselves to navigate whatever changes come our way.
You got it. Don't wait for your job to become obsolete. Explore new areas of interest, develop new skills, and build relationships with people outside your current field.
To diversify your skill set, expand your network, and be open to new opportunities.
Exactly. And stay informed. Keep up with the latest developments in AI, understand how it's impacting your industry, and be ready to adapt your approach as needed.
This has been such an insightful conversation. We've covered a lot of ground, but it feels like we've only scratched the surface of this complex and fascinating topic.
It's a topic that will continue to evolve and challenge us. But one thing is clear, the future of work is not predetermined. We're creating it together through our choices and actions.
That's a powerful thought to end on. Thanks for listening, everyone, and remember, stay curious, stay adaptable, and stay engaged. The future is what we make it.